Hi, welcome to the Brown Lounge. I'm Holly Brown and I'm here with Vito Montanarelli. We're making a fabulous country Italian meal tonight and this is our second course. This is a course that I can explain all day long but I cannot pronounce.
That's why I'm here. This is Braciolet con Orecchiette. So the Orecchiette is the type of pasta we're talking about. It looks like we were saying earlobe. And Braccioletta is really, you can use different things. But now this is
This is your dish.
That's
baby.
exactly right.
This is your dish.
This is my land, this is me, this is what I have here. And we're gonna have it with a wine from my own town, which will go perfectly with this, and I will explain about the wine later.
Okay.
We have the basically.
So let's talk about what the dish is, right? So it's
Right.
it's the pasta with the wrapped veal,
With the
stuffed, wrapped, and we're going to talk about how you actually use string. Right? Okay, let's tell them what's in the dish before we all get out of hand.
That's
Okay.
exactly right.
Okay. So is it tomato sauce based?
Tomato sauce.
Right.
Now ingredients are very, very important in this dish, like so many other times. We are using whole peel tomato, and you can see San Marzano. Don't get like a substandard quality product.
You want Italian tomatoes,
You want
whole peeled.
Whole peeled. Mm-hmm. Mostly if they're San Marzano, which San Marzano is really an area just outside Naples, between south of Naples, basically. Mm-hmm. And those are the tomato we're gonna have. We're gonna have some. We're gonna use this strained tomato, which is a thin tomato sauce, which is gonna help with the consistency of the sauce. And then we're gonna use some of this, which is really great memory to me, and I'm gonna tell you about as we do the dish why this is so important to me.
This is tomato paste.
This is tomato
right?
paste look like a
Right.
toothpaste, but
Right.
it's not. And
And we're
we're
going to
gonna
pound the meat, right? This is your meat pounder.
yes. Now very
Yep.
very important. Don't use meat pounder that are kind of like have holes, and we don't want break the meat.
What about the cheese? The cheese is very important.
The cheese is very important,
Right.
but I want
On to
to
that
say
later.
parsley, garlic, and then fresh oregano. We're gonna do that. Salt and pepper, and crushed pepper, which is right there.
There, right?
And finally, the cheese. The cheese we are actually going to use ricotta salata. The actual cheese that you should use for this recipe is called caciocavallo, but it's very difficult to find even in nice
It's
stores.
hard to spell. It's hard to pronounce. Nobody really understands.
Fatalone is actually a third cousin of mine. Gioia del Colle is the town where I was born. Primitivo can be you can have different type of Primitivo, but this particular one from Gioia del Colle is his own DOC, which is denomination of origin control. And we will taste it in the wine. Why is the difference between this Primitivo and what is the difference between this Primitivo and others? Yes, this goes really well with this dish, not because I didn't know, I knew anything about this, but really that's how I actually start connecting the food and the wine together.
Okay, so while you open the wine, I'm going to start getting us set up to do our chopping and our pounding. Okay. Okay, so let's just start with a little cheers with the Primitivo. It's fabulous wine. I hope you all love it as much as we do.
Excellent.
Vito and Primitivo.
Vito and Primitivo. This spends 6 months in oak, 6 months in actually stainless steel, and then 6 months in a bottle. So it's a 2006, it's a great vintage, and this is just the base, and then they make a great reserve as well. But I love this. This is a real reflection of my country and my land, really, and it really helps you with all, because this is a pretty complicated dish to make, but we make it simple for you.
We're going to make it simple. So we're going to start by giving the meat a real nice texture. So you're gonna talk about this, right?
Right.
So you're gonna tell us how we're gonna do it and what we're gonna do.
Sure. What I would like to do, this is a pretty nice kind of meat, but I like to take the little fat out.
One thing I've learned with cooking with you, Vito, is that you are very sensitive to the details of every little thing. Every little thing, you want to have it be just right. No stems in the herbs, no green bits on the tomatoes, no fat on the meat. It's
no,
great.
and the same thing with the tomato, because it goes with the idea that you still want to cook in a way that whatever you put in your body is as natural as possible, but also it is really as close as possible to. You don't want really other flavor of things that they're not supposed to be in there, and so that's really what the main thing is. So we're gonna do this. We'll just this is enough for a couple people. So we'll do that, like that.
And once we pound it out, it'll get quite a bit bigger, right?
Oh yeah.
To wrap it up.
This is a dish that I like to make when I'm extremely hungry.
Angry? Like chopping wood?
You're never angry when you're around me, though. Okay, now I understand why you like that pounder better.
Right.
That one.
This
Watch your fingers on that. Careful. Okay. How you feeling?
better than the meat.
There we go. Okay. You've done this before.
Okay, so let's just show, this is the width, basically.
Right.
It's very, very thin, and it'll be
Meat's not
perfect for
damaged.
wrapping, because we're gonna put a beautiful mixture in there, and then we're gonna wrap it.
Correct. And the basic another thing is that you want to make sure that there is enough meat to roll it. So because when we're gonna put the ingredient, if it's too small, you're not gonna put it, and it's gonna fall off, and it's not gonna do the job.
Okay, so we're gonna continue this. We'll chop up some vegetables, the herbs, the spices, the ingredients that go inside, and then in our next segment we'll show how we put it all together and wrap it up in our string.
That's exactly right. The string, the most important thing.
Okay,
Yes.
great. We have the Italian parsley. We have the onions, and do we have? Did you put the oregano in there too?
And I put oregano in there too as well. And
So we really used a full bunch of parsley.
Yes,
we
we did.
used about half of an onion, and we used a complete package of oregano that you'd buy in the grocery store. But after it was destemmed, we destemmed everything, right?
right. The stem are good. It's just really is what it is. It's not that you cannot use it, but it's
It's a
much more.
texture.
It is the texture. It will take much more. It's much harder to.
And how many cloves of garlic did you use?
I put quite a lot of garlic, not because I really love too much garlic, but I think that, Americans love garlic. So.
Italians don't love garlic? Yeah, Italians invented garlic, I thought.
That's an urban legend. It's actually,
Okay.
Italians do like garlic, but like we
small
were talking about,
Right.
small amount. It's
Right.
the garlic has to be, present.
Beautiful. So meanwhile, over here, we've got wonderful boiling water. And we're gonna put the orecchiette, a whole bag, right in there. And this particular pasta is really thick. And so it actually takes a little bit longer than a spaghetti. So you want to make sure that you do a taste test before. So 10 to 13 minutes.
You put it in the meat fresh.
And
It's
that
not,
will be
you don't
ready.
use dry herbs. That's the reason.
Right.
Okay, so now we're just going to stuff each one of the pieces of veal, right, with the herb mixture, the herb, onion, garlic. And then we're going to put the ricotta salata cheese inside, right?
Yes, the ricotta we'll actually do last. We're going to put some salt and pepper and the crushed pepper.
Isn't it beautiful? One of the things that I just love about cooking is the process. I love the cooking part, the smelling, the shopping, the planning, just the beauty of the whole building of it, you know? It's like a creative process. And then it's such a wonderful gift because then you get to actually eat it.
Yes.
Just-
It's consumable art.
So this is sort of how I kind of decided I was going to approach it. I went underneath. I tied it in a knot, like that, and then a double knot to keep it secure, like that. And then I rolled it that way, couple times to keep it tight. And these are really quite perfect, but some of the ones that I've made in the past were sort of falling out, and I would actually wrap it around that way to keep it secure. And then tie it up with that little end from the beginning.
You could join the Navy.
Fisherman's knot.
There we go. Just like that. Yeah?
Nice work.
Okay, thank you. Teamwork here. So you do want to take a nice long piece of thread. It's better to have more than you need than less. Don't you think?
This is exactly right. Yeah, you don't want it to, because you want more to be able to work. Yeah.
Right. Oops.
The veal's so delicate, you can use the thread.
Yeah.
You need a dexterity of a woman for this, I believe.
So this dish could cook on low heat really all day if you wanted to. So what's the minimum time that you'd like to see the meat sit in the sauce once we're done?
At least a couple hours and maybe more. I mean, the more you cook it, obviously you have to cook it in low heat. Veal is actually much tenderer, so it's easier to cook, and it doesn't, if you, I guess, chicken or pork is the same thing. It is, in the end, not a difficult, once you get it down, it's not really a difficult thing. And it just really
Found my
is,
place.
you will see, it's fun.
It is. It is. Okay, so let's. I'll finish this. Why don't you get started on the sauce? Sound good? Okay, so we've wrapped our veal in our string. Now we're going to braise it in the pan, give the pan some flavor to the meat, and really make it nice and golden brown. Cook it pretty much through. Then we're going to take it out of the pan, right? And then we'll make the sauce and put it back in the pan.
Right, yes, it's a little bit of confusing, but it's actually very simple. I have basically, I'm going to turn this to medium low and even medium. The fat from the meat, then it's going to give it a lot of the flavor. Now obviously the cheese is going to melt. Make sure to stir it. This part usually using gas, this part you can see it cooks faster, and maybe we can turn it down a little bit. If you notice, if you think that you don't have enough juice there, then just go like this. Just add on a little wine, turn it down, medium, low, low. The flavor, I mean the smell is so good, it's just really... Yeah, we are almost done here with the meat. As you can see, the meat is basically no more pink left, the raw meat. On this sticker, probably the inside is not totally cooked completely, but is cooked enough. So at this point we can just get another plate and just move the meat out of the plate.
The sauce with the meat.
Right.
Focus on the sauce and then.
You're gonna focus on, exactly, that's really the idea. You focus on the sauce rather than focus on the meat. You can see, from here you can see the meat is cooked. And as all the herbs and all that, because it's been chopped like that, it just sticks to the meat. And that's really what you want. Now I just want you to I want to show you what is left on the bottom of the pan. This is all the flavor of the sauce. The flavor of the sauce is gonna be here. And then we're gonna put spice it up a little bit, but that's basically it. Okay, at this point we'll just turn it up a little bit. And we'll just go ahead and just give it like a minute. Not a minute, but maybe 30 seconds. And then we'll add on the tomato.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's put it on high, just for a little bit. In the meantime, I don't like this spoon, I'll use this round one. I keep smashing the tomato. The tomato is going to be as less chunk as possible. You want the flavor to be in there. the tomato paste and all that is an addition to it. This is really the fundamentally what the flavor of the sauce, where it's going to be at. And these tomatoes are very tender. They're not. That's why it's so important to look at the tomato. If I don't buy a tomato, they are not. They're. They can tell it. You can feel it. That's why when I was smashing like that, you can feel the tomato. If the tomato is too hard, is not ripe enough, you are not gonna get the type of sauce that you actually want. That's so. What I'm saying is, when you make this dish, spend a little money, get the right product. To basically put in your sauce. It's not something that you're going to do every day, so make sure that you get the right ingredient.
How to do the split screen. My husband has been
Okay.
the recipe because we tries to micromanage.
So we're going to turn it up a little bit.
What is that?
Okay, here this is our tomato paste, the concentrate. We're gonna this is Cirio is one of the biggest company in Italy when it comes to tomato, out of Naples, and we'll just put a little bit of. This is really like tomato paste, and not too much. A couple of square. You can see how much I put in there. You close. Stir it. We're gonna let this cook for about 10 minutes, like this, and then we're gonna add on the meat.
Yeah, dump them in.
All right, so we're gonna add on the meat now, and I can just tell you that the smell is fantastic. I'm sure the flavor. We will taste the sauce in a little bit. Right now, already the meat is, the sauce is already pretty thick. So what we can do. You see this thing right here? I'm just going to discard whatever is inside, and just going to down a little bit of wine, like this much. I'm going to put a little water.
That's almost heated to temp. This is it, right?
This is it. We are finally ready to eat, and so the orecchiette are ready. You can see they are al dente.
So I'm putting 2 to 3 pieces of.
Yeah, it's
Meat on
plenty. The
each.
meat,
very
and
rich.
the pasta is really rich. Look at that sauce. The sauce has to have the nice shiny color. I like that, and very basically very nice consistency.
The
You
color.
don't want any. You see a lot of sauces that are very watery, too not. You'll get that eventually. So.
Okay, and there we
And we
go.
put the rest of the
Delicious.
cheese on top of it.
And so there we are. What did we make?
We make orecchiette with bracciolette and ricotta salata.
There you go.
And we're gonna drink Primitivo from Giada Colli, my own town.
That's right. Thank you for watching the Brown Lounge. Check us next time. We've got lots of great recipes. Follow us on Twitter,
Right.
connect with us on Facebook, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks.
Thank you.